Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys on how to set up a VPN server if you have CGNAT that is provided by your ISP. For those that do not know, CGNAT basically means carrier grade NAT, and it also means that you don't have your own public IP. You have a shared public IP with other users, but the disadvantage of this is that you can't open ports or do port forwarding due to CGNAT. So if you have a VPN server and you have CGNAT, it will not work. But in this case, I have here a great open source program that will bypass that and will let you run a VPN server like a tunnel. So that great program is called SoftEther VPN. It's an open source program that was made by the University of Tsukuba from Japan. This is their website here, and I will leave in the link in the description below so you can download it yourself and try it yourself. I will be doing the configuration of the server and also be connecting that server to a client computer. Here is the download center. You just go to this page and you click what component you want to download. You have here the server, the client, and they also have a bridge. So basically, you can connect multiple servers into one and be connected to all of them at the same time. It's really freaking useful. Then from you do that, you click the platform that you want to use it for, the CPU, and you just download here. Now, once you've done that part, I have it here. We're also going to do the demonstration of the configuration is completed. We're going to, on the client, try to connect this shared folder with another different ISP, another internet connection, so we can access this folder. This folder really doesn't have anything, a lot of random stuff, but we want to try to access it over the VPN on the client. So let's get this started. Let's just install the SoftEther VPN server right now. Let's open this up. It's going to pop up the wizard. Here is the wizard. Just click on next. You want to pick server so it includes all the other features. Click on next again. Agree to the agreement. Next. Next again. Specify your directory if you want or leave it default. Next again. And one more time. Now just let this run for a few seconds. Okay, there it's now done. The manager is right there, already installed. Now just leave that check mark on, start the SoftEther VPN server manager, finish, and here it is. Now all that we need to do now is connect, and it will ask us to add a new password for the server for the administrator password. Go ahead and on your part and put in the password that you want to do. I'll put in my password. Now I'll type it again to confirm it. And now you just click OK. The password has been changed. Perfect. Now here's going to tell you how you want to set up the server. For the demonstration in this video, we're just going to do remote access VPN server. That's it. If you want to do the bridge, it's also here. And it gives you a little diagram on how it's actually going to be set up and how it's supposed to work. So we're going to check mark remote access VPN and we're going to click on next. The current settings of this VPN or VPN bridge will be initialized. Do you want to do this? Do you really want to do this? Yes. Now give the name a hub. You can leave it default. So I'm going to leave everything default. Click OK. Now in this part here, it has a dynamic DNS function. So you're going to see here on the right, you're going to see my public IP that I have here provided by my ISP, which is a CGNAT IP. I'm only going to show the first number, which is 24, and blur out the rest. And now for our dynamic DNS hostname, we're going to change that so we can actually have a simple one for the demonstration of this video so it doesn't get really that confusing. So I must just keep it really simple. VPN server test 01, and we're going to set the about hostname. Let's see if it's available. The dynamic DNS hostname has been changed. Perfect. It is available. Sweet. Now that's our hostname now. Now we're going to exit from here. Now this part here is optional, but you can also try to connect it from your phone as well. So we can just ignore this part and just click OK. Same with this part, VPN Azure Cloud. If you want to use the free Azure Cloud VPN service, you can as well. But we're not going to use it for this demonstration. We're going to just keep it disabled. And you can turn it on later on if you want. Now, what we will need to do is to accept to use the VPN is we'll need to create a user. So we're going to create here a user. I'm just going to put in my name. And for whatever reason, I always like to make a group for this so I don't have any connectivity issues. use. You can also just segmentate it however you want. So I'm gonna just browse for a group. If there's no group, just click on new and create a group. I'm gonna just call this the admin groups. I'll put here just administrators and just click OK. Group admin groups has been created. So I'm gonna just close this out. And now for our user, we do want to add a password for it. Now here you're going to add a password for the user. Type it again to confirm it. And there, we don't need to do anything else. But you can change it because there's so many different settings. But I usually just use these settings. So just click OK. The user Jeffrey has been created. Perfect. So now we have our user. So exit this part out. And now we need to do step 3, set a local bridge. Now here, this is what's basically going to let you to connect to the server. If we don't set this up, it's not going to allow us to connect. So just grab your Ethernet. Mine would be this one, Internet 2. Close that out. It's going to pop this up using local bridge function on a virtual machine. It's going to have a lot of information that you can read later on to see what it actually does. But basically, it's without setting this up, you won't be able to connect to the VPN. Just click OK. Now to verify everything, local bridge has been set up. You can see it here. It's operating. That's great. So we have everything set up. Now let's verify if we can connect to it via the DNS that we set it up for, which would be this one. So just right click it, copy. I close the one that's localhost. I'm gonna add it here, a new setting. I'll put this one as DNS name, the host name, and I'll put the password that you made in the beginning. And I'll click OK. Let's see if we can connect to it. Okay, so that means it's up and running. Now what we need to do is if you're doing this connection on a Wi-Fi, then you will need to create a virtual DHCP server. So to do that, all we need to do is on the hub, just go and manage your virtual hub. And here we're going to create a virtual DHCP server. You only need to do this if the connection that you're currently connected on this virtual machine, it's a Wi-Fi because it will generate issues. As in on the client side, when you try to connect, it won't grab a IP from the DHCP server. It will just stay with, I'm looking for an IP, there's nothing there. So to prevent that issue, we're going to use the virtual NAT, which will function like a virtual DHCP server to just avoid that little issue. If you're using Ethernet connection, you shouldn't have any issues either, but you can still try this out. So just enable the secure NAT, click OK. It'll just tell you what it does, the warning and everything else, but it's still gonna work. And now you can see here the configuration. Here you can see the MAC address, the IP that's gonna have, and the IP that will function from 192.168.3010 all the way up to 200. You can change this however you want, but I'm gonna just leave everything default. Just click OK and exit out. You can also exit this part as well. And now you have everything set up for the server side. Now we're gonna go and do the client. I'm going to be doing the client configuration on a laptop, and that laptop is going to be connected on my phone's own internet. Hey guys, I am now here in my laptop. I'm going to now begin the process of installing the SoftEther VPN client. It's pretty much straightforward and much easier than setting up the VPN server. So let's just go ahead and open up the wizard. Okay, here is the wizard. Now we're just going to click on next. You can leave the file. You don't need to change anything. Just leave it on client. Next, agree to the agreement. Next again. You can specify a directory or leave it default. Next again. And now just give this a few seconds for it to install. Okay, there you have it. The installation is successful. Now just leave that check mark, start the SoftEther VPN client manager. Now it's going to open up here. Now I still haven't connected my phone to my laptop, so I must do that now so we can actually connect to it. So I must just go ahead and plug in my laptop. Plug in my phone, turn on USB tethering, get that service. Okay, now it should have service. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now it's connected with my phone. I'm just going to add a VPN connection. It's once you click here, it's going to tell you to install a virtual network adapter. And yes, we want to do that. Click on yes, and give it a name. I'm going to just leave it default. This will just take a few seconds while the process is done. Okay, there we have the adapter already installed. Perfect. Now we again click add a VPN connection. Now here we can give the VPN server that we made a name. I'll keep this very simple. I'm gonna put it as VPN home. And now I'm gonna put the host name, which would be the dynamic DNS name that we gave a VPN server, which in our case would be PPN server test 01 dot soft tether .net. Now we will put the port number here, which will be 5555, and it should pop up the virtual hub name. Oh, there it is. If it doesn't pop up automatically, You can just put it manually. And once you do that part, now all that you need to do now is put in the username that you created. In my case, it was my name, Jeffrey, and the password that you gave it. And there we have that. You don't need to change anything else here. Just click OK. And now it's done. Now we just double click it to connect or just right click, connect. Might take a few seconds. Okay. The event connection is successful. It gave us an IP. It will give us this warning that you are connected by a NAT traversal. It's supposedly connecting like this. It's supposed to be like unstable. So far for me, from my experience from using this software, I haven't really found it unstable. It's actually pretty stable to be honest. So now it says that I'm connected. So now just to verify that connection, I am going to open the command prompt here. I'm going to see here IP config. And you can see here, this is my phone's internet IP that it gave my laptop. And over here is the IP pool from the virtual DHCP server that we're using from the VPN server. So this gave us access. Now, if we were to check the public IP, it should be the same one from my ISP. So let's just put here cur if config .me, and it should give us the IP. I said in the beginning it was ending in 24, and you can see here it's now the 24. So that means that it works. I am connected to the system. Now I am going to connect the share folder that I wanted to test out for the demonstration of this video. Click here, put in backslash test PC, enter. Now just give that a few seconds. Okay, and there we have it. Let's open that up. And there it is. We're connected with our phone on our home network and we have access to our share folders. I could right now just go ahead and copy all this stuff, but basically there's nothing in them. I just put like a little name. And if you want to like open this up, there's really nothing in there. It's just empty files, just for the demonstration of this video. Well, guys, I really do hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to guide. And if you have any issues or questions, please leave a comment below. And as always, guys, I do appreciate you guys watching. See you in the next one. Have a great day, guys. Goodbye.